In years past, the off-season for the Wales women's team meant back to the day job. Now it's a chance to recover and fine-tune their games. And for star winger Jasmine Joyce, it's time to make sure she's 100% fit come the Rugby World Cup.
I've never had surgery, or I've never been out for longer than probably 2 weeks. So yeah, this is mentally challenging for me, especially because I love training, I love being active, and not being able to do pretty much a lot, not a lot at all, is hard. But I'm here, physio sorts me out, S&C, I've got a gym, I've got bike, I've got everything here I need to get back for World Cup. So yeah, being a full-time athlete now, it makes it easier.
It's a brilliant time that we've got a huge off-season and building into the World Cup. So like I said, this first sort of four-ish weeks is a sort of rest and recovery, and then Jazz will join the rest of the girls really in that pre-season or pre-World Cup block. So we've got a huge chunk of time that will allow Jazz to hopefully get back for some warm-up games, and then hit the ground running in terms of the World Cup. So there's a nice build-up into it. It's not going to be first day back into the World Cup. We've got a nice 4-month window, which will give Jazz a real opportunity to work on other strengths gains and build some mass and come back better than ever.
You want to get back as soon as possible, but you don't want to rush things, because maybe then it would actually hinder my recovery. So yeah, I'm just listening to everything Joe's saying at the moment, making sure I'm doing everything right, making sure I'm doing my rehab every day to get me back for Canada.
As more professional contracts are awarded, the team is able to get together and start work on their pre-season training. It's all smiles as the group gathers for the first time since the Six Nations, but they know pre-season fitness training means one thing: pain.
It's actually been really good to be back together with the announcement of more contracts, so everyone's in the daytime. It's made massive improvements already, I feel. Training-wise, it's been tough.
You run from here to the blue, and then you're back and forth as many times as you can in that 30 seconds then. We want to pride ourselves on our fitness. We want to be a team that's known to have a level of intensity in the way we play, and we've pushed them really hard. A lot of running made them feel fairly uncomfortable in sessions, and wanted to stress them a lot, and we're very pleased with how the girls have responded.
What we've seen a lot of as well is girls push each other through it. There's a lot of people into dark halls today, and everyone was there, push each other. It's not about getting there first, it's about getting us there together, and I think that's a mindset that we're really growing as a squad, and yeah, it's a class environment to be in.
Yeah, cool. Nice, mate.
Also give them a real good flavour of not only being on the field, but going off-site in a different environment, which is important because we're going to be in a different environment in the World Cup. How we adapt and cope in those situations, which has been great. We'll narrow it a bit to more rugby, as we're 2 weeks out from, well, 2.5 weeks out from playing Canada. But we still got to stay on top of the fitness because we're still working towards the World Cup.
Pain is your friend, and I think we are deep down enjoying it.
The next stop for the team is Halifax, Nova Scotia, for a week's training camp and a chance to test themselves against one of the best teams in the world, Canada.
Let's go. We've been here 2 days, adjusted to a slightly different time zone, new facilities. The girls have adapted well. Great to see Jazz back on the field. She's done extremely well in her recovery from the surgery. So, we want to see her go. We know what she can do. It's a great opportunity for her to get back on the field after a bit of a layoff from injury. Barbie Fleming's been training extremely well. She deserves that opportunity to put her hand up, same as Manon. Manon Jones has worked really hard as well. They didn't get much of an opportunity in Six Nations, so now's their chance, which is really exciting. Kat Evans gets a start at hooker, so you know, again, those girls have really put the graft in, so we're looking forward to see how they go. And then there's first time opportunities then for Laurie Knockett, who again has trained the house down, if I'm honest, and all of us as coaches have been really pleased with what we're seeing, and looking forward to seeing her, how she puts it on the field against Canada. And Caris Williams as well, you know, been dynamic, big centre for us, gives us another edge, you know, attack and that physical side. So just really excited to see how they go.
Whilst the focus of the trip is Saturday's match, there's plenty of time for the two teams to get to know each other.
It's going to be fantastic for us to go against each other, learn from that session, and then put it onto a test match environment on Saturday. So great week for us.
At the elite level, sport is as much a mental test as it is a physical one. Wales have brought in psychologist Louise Jones to ensure the team are able to deal with the rigours of international rugby.
So this week in Canada is a brilliant chance to really understand where the players are from, not just from a physical, technical and tactical point of view, but from my perspective psychologically. You know, how's their training been? Where are they at as a team? Where are they at in terms of how they communicate under pressure? How do they support each other off the field as well as on the field? You know, we go through selection and that's hard. Now it's about performing. There's pressures of that, especially knowing that actually there's still selection for the England game coming up and for the World Cup coming up. So they want to be putting out good performances now. So there's a lot riding on it for all the players. How are they coping with that? What do they need to do to improve in that aspect? So I'll be observing and watching and talking to them all and helping them kind of navigate that landscape and looking what we need to do for New Zealand moving forward. So it's a great experience for me and for the players.
Okay, for the first 5, their drill. Okay, we defend like us, but just on their drill. Then we'll flip over.
And then I've got it with
This is all about us. Yeah. Okay, remember, 90% us, 10% them. Okay, so it's all about our process, getting what we want out of it. Okay, that's the path we're going to face this Saturday. So we've got to get what we want out of this.
We've got 2 attacks, 2D. Okay, let's go for 4 wins. Okay, let's go.
Go, yeah, that's it. Set space.
Nice, good. Go, win it.
It's a gruelling session against a strong Canadian side, but that's the point. With a Rugby World Cup on the horizon, nothing about the next few months is meant to be easy.
The group that's going to represent us, so Cara, Kat, Donna, Abby, Natalia, who will lead the pack, okay? Beth, Marlon, Shawned, Fionn, Snowy, Jazz, Hannah will captain the team, Caris, Laurie and Kaylee, okay? Girls who aren't involved, you've still got a job to do this week. Firstly, to get better yourself, get closer to that opportunity to get on the plane in New Zealand, and then support the team, give them the best chance to be successful. Okay?
A first cap is a special moment for any player, but for Laurie Knockett, it's all the more poignant, coming 5 years after the tragic death of her sister and former Wales international Ellie.
We decided we were going to come out for a holiday, and we'd heard Halifax was beautiful, and it coincided with her getting selected. So we're exceptionally proud. We weren't there when Ellie got her first cap, but we're here for Laurie tonight. After her sister passed away, she took up rugby, but they were going to play sevens together, which would have been an entertainment in itself prior to Ellie's death. And yeah, she's taken to it like duck to water, loves the training, loves the physicality, and obviously we're so pleased and proud for her as a family, everyone back home.
Lowry is one of 3 players potentially earning their first Welsh caps. Eloise Hayward and Caris Williams-Morris will also make their debuts. However, Caris is not without international experience, having won 5 caps for England. She's now been given permission by World Rugby to transfer to playing for Wales, much to the delight of her Welsh father.
I was in the forces. Came out of the forces and the kids were born in Derby. We live in the village in Derbyshire called Hilton. And as the kids were growing up, we started playing rugby for Burton-on-Trent. Caris wasn't interested in rugby. Who wants to play that silly game? Get up on Sunday mornings in cold weather, get wet and filthy dirty. No chance, that's not me. Anyway, when she was 12, she goes, I'll give it a go. And that's it, she's where she is now. She's had caps before, but obviously for England. And you know, we were dead proud of her then, but this time it's magnified that by 20 times.
We're underway. First ever women's 15s test match in Atlantic Canada. Kick is up and through. The early points on the board here for Wales. It's a half gap over the top from the Goody. Here's Pitt, here's Maddie Grant. She will go all the way. Try time for Canada. Well, that's a set piece perfection. Finished off brilliantly by Maddie Grant. Here's Powell on the outside. Grant wraps up Jasmine Joyce. No time, no space, and she's brought into contact. There's the whistle for 40 minutes. Canada with a comfortable 17-3 lead over Wales.
So system feedback, middle of the park, we've got to get more shuffle, more width and OD. Okay, that's one thing. In the collision tackle area, our doubles, so our twos, tackle, primary tackle and assist, target ball, because they're getting offloads in. So that's our challenge this half. Win that first shot, stop the offload. Fast start second half now. Focus on that first 10 minutes. One score, we're in this game. Okay? Let's go. Well done.
To Goody, finds Tessier, and there's Paige Ferry's second try of the afternoon. Well, it is sent into touch. It's a historic test match win for Canada.
The Welsh team with a bit of work to do, but they were also very strong today.
Yeah, I think it was a brilliant performance. We've had 2 months of really hard training. A lot of us haven't played for 4 months. So to get out here, really good shift from all the girls. I know the scoreline doesn't reflect what we put out and gave up, but I'm really excited just to be back on an international pitch. Back in one piece.
It's a surreal experience to get your first cap, especially alongside a class group of girls and with staff that are absolutely amazing. My dad was issued a naval bottle of rum when he left the Navy. He said he wouldn't open it until I got my first cap, and he sent me a photo of it on the table earlier, so I hope he's got it open and he's enjoying it.
that we work on now is to convert these opportunities into points. We had a lot of possession territory in our first 10 minutes, just didn't have enough points. End of the game, similar, didn't quite cross the whitewash, so that's something we've got to focus on moving forward. It's all about the World Cup, so this was a positive week for us and a positive outcome as we develop and move forward.
We all got to take a moment just to appreciate how far we've come along.
As the team's time in Canada draws to a close, it's time to reflect on lessons learned and prepare for the challenges ahead. There's one final warm-up match to come against England, then it's off to New Zealand, and a chance to prove themselves on the world's biggest stage.